this full wall muralizing, I'm labeling as art and architecture because I'm working with the pre-existing architectural elements of the building, and that's kind of inspired my artwork concept for the building. Actually, and funnily enough, the blue tile has actually been my overall inspiration. So there's going to actually be a preponderance of blue in this. But I call it more than muralizing. I call it art and architecture because of incorporating all these different elements of a pre-existing building. And since I'm painting the entire building, I think that's an element that really excites me is working with the building. So I think that at the end of the day, it's not so much going to be a mural as opposed to a freestanding colored sculpture. And because of the location of it being on the corner like this with no other buildings around it, it has its own integrity and credibility all by itself. And when it's all going to be painted like this, it will be an art piece, a full art piece, which is very unusual. I honestly don't know in all of LA County if there's another building that's painted in such a way, much less being an art school, you know, for charter high school and middle school. It's really a fantastic combination. And I really thank the school, I thank the community of Pomona for having this great idea, but having the guts to go through with it. But so it's a very exciting opportunity. But once this is done, there's no way anybody's going to be able to get away from it. It's really going to be the postcard. You know, with all the development, the redevelopment of the downtown area as this arts and entertainment area, this to me, you know, is going to signify all of that symbolically. So it works on a lot of levels, I believe, a lot of levels. And I call it the Pomonacopia because there are references in this, even though it's an all abstract piece. There are references to the Pomona history, which is mainly agricultural. So most of the colors in this are fruits and veggie colors, and then I have, you know, I got the name Pomonacopia from cornucopia, meaning with all the vegetables. And, so there are shapes in here like I keep saying Pomonacopiia. God, what is it? Cornucopia shapes, and then there are arrows with road, I don't know what you call those, road dividers, whatever, to signify all the roads coming and going through Pomona. And also, I'll say that this is also a tribute to my father, because as it turns out, the first time that I came to Pomona was in 2008, when a man, Rollo, you know Rollo? You know Rollo. So he was working at the Daw Gallery then, and he invited me to have a show at the Daw. So I came out and I saw the Daw, and I was very impressed with the Daw. It was a beautiful space, but it was too big actually for me at the time. So I had been taking care of my father and my mother for like 11 years. My father's an artist, so I decided to have a father and son show. So we had in June of 2008, we had a father-son show at the Daw, which was very successful. I sold 20 of my father's paintings. All the relatives came. He was still cognizant in a wheelchair, but that whole experience was a golden experience on a lot of levels. And that was my first. That was my first touch with Pomona. And then I got reintroduced last year to the School of Art and Enterprise, and I did this huge mural on their main campus last year. And then this building came up, and they asked me if I would do this building.